Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Hope you're all well. Hi. Oh my gosh, so many cool people. Thank you so much for all the resubs. Jeez. Jeannie with the Twitch baby and Marbelina gonna be here. Oh no, they are here. They're welcome into the world. We got a new follower, Pabsley. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Hope you enjoy. Got the resubs from Packy Baggins and Selfless Nobody. Thank you guys so much for the support. And Angus. Oh my gosh, that's right. Angus is in here too. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Vet.
Hi there, Vet. Oh man, Chio, we miss you. Oh gosh.
Oh, Chio's back, guys.
Chio is back. Beef, hello. Welcome. Just want to say hi to everybody. Holy shit. Sorry it's taking so long. We've been gone for a little bit. People had life stuff going on. Grumpy, hello. We had life stuff going on, and we needed to take a second to step back and regroup. But we are here. We are back to streaming, so hope you all enjoy. Can we take a moment to appreciate the absolute fine stash? I mean, if you want to.
It's great.
It's a new look. I like it. Look like Guy Fawkes. Alright, I'm okay with that. Imagine having live stuff. I know, right, Nas? Could you imagine? Glad you're back, Nas. Glad you're doing well. Welcome in, man. Oh, boy. Marble Stash or Katie's? Alright. So, with that, without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to pause this music, and we're going to pull up the Roll20 stuff. Oh my gosh.
It's been so long.
It has been so long. I have to make sure I have everything correct. Okay, so real quick, Katie, since you're here, do you hear the alerts going off nonstop right now?
No, I can't hear them.
Mine's just bugged. That's fine. Alright, let's get some music going here. And we'll play this. My audio indeed was not bugged. Apparently, Streamlabs decided to freak out and just kept playing my alerts over and over again. So I apologize. For the next few minutes, you will hear my alerts going off over and over again. But the problem does go away, and I do end up turning off my alerts so that they stop for the rest of the show. That was my bad, but I hope you still enjoy. Thank you. That should be playing. Give me one moment to double check.
Yep, I can hear it.
Awesome. Alright. So, where we last left off, winding back a little ways, since this happened before our story continued last time. The party had just finished clearing out a ghoul's nest in part of Nicodranas on the continent of Wildemount in the world of Exandria. The ghoul's nest was full of individuals who had been turned by a demon that had been summoned in from a portal out in the Koraska jungle. The party was able to clear out the nest and at least make that part of the city a little bit safer, but still more issues were going on around the city. From mischief happening in the Opal Archways to even more disappearances out in the farmlands just outside of Nicodranas. It appears that the demon incursion that had been sent before the party could get involved has made a bit of a foothold. The party then went to stay at a chateau known as the Lava Chateau in the Opal Archways. After a night of rest and recovery, they awoke to find a member of their party had gone missing. Leaving a note behind that was heartfelt, the party was left to understand the departure, respect it, and hope to see their friend again. And that is where we'll pick up with Chio. So, Chio, you had snuck out in the night. No one had noticed you. During that night, where did you go?
So I knew that the guys were kind of out for the count, so I didn't have to worry about sneaking out the place. So made myself scarce out of the building. Went onto the streets and kind of thought to myself, I need to I need to go see a wizard about some stuff. So made my way over to the wizard's tower.
Okay. So, you made your way over to the open quay, to the tower that seems to kind of maintain its height no matter how close or far away you are from it. The Tide Peak Tower. You stand before now, being in front of it, it is now ginormous. It is gigantic. You look up and it just continues into the sky. And there are no doors.
Yep.
How do you get in?
She was just standing there and he's like, oh god, never really thought about this. Oh, it's pretty late, I better not shout. So he just goes over to the wall and kind of bangs it a couple of times. He's like, Mr. Wizard, are you there?
It takes a moment. And you feel like after a little while that they're not going to respond. That there is nothing coming.
He's just standing there like...
And after a couple seconds, you kind of circle the turret a few times trying to find a way in. And on your third pass, you see that a balcony has appeared.
Hello? Is anybody there?
And upon saying that, a goblin individual peeks their head out. One you've seen before. They had introduced you to Yusa in a previous attendance to the tower.
What was the goblin's name?
Wensforth.
Okay.
The goblin looks over to you and says, Right, you're the metal one, right?
The what?
The metal one.
That's me, yes, ding ding.
Alright, give me a moment. And he, pops away. Again, a few short moments later, he pops back out onto the balcony, and you see him in full form now, about 2 feet tall. He's wearing very nice, fine suit with a nice vest. He does not look like any goblin you've ever seen. And he leans over and says, Take another quarter turn around, you'll see a door. Come on in.
Thank you.
And as you do,
go round to the door.
And you see it, and you're able to make your way in without any issue. So, making your way in, immediately upon opening the door, right there at the foot of the tower is Wensforth, looking up at you. Yeah.
It's a fancy suit you've got on there.
Thank you. The master always makes me look my best. He wants to make sure Yeah, of course. Only the finest.
My mother would approve.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
Yeah.
She know about this thing?
Oh, fine seamstress, yes. Made costumes for all the royalty and the popular singers in the town and stuff. She had a waiting list for months and months.
Really? Maybe I can have the master reach out to her.
Yeah, she'd be happy to dress yourself and the master and whoever else.
Fantastic. What was her name?
Oh, Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, okay. And whereabouts is your shop? You would know. The shop was to the north, near a city called Rexentrum.
I relay that. Rexmentron?
Rexentrum.
Rex and Tron. North.
Which is in the Empire, which is where you all started your journey before you made it here.
Chio's mum. Okay, I've wrote that down.
Perfect.
But yes, you'd have to put in an order. It would take her a while because, very popular.
Noted. All right, if you would, just go ahead and follow me up. The master's expecting you. And he starts to make his way up the stairs.
Follow him up.
All right, perfect. So, as you do, you follow him, making your way up. Goes around and around and around and around. Every 3 or 4 flights, you would guess, you find a little bit of a landing where there's a doorway that he just seems to walk right past. And you keep going, and after a few more short seconds, he stops at another door that is quite ornate and nice. He says, All right, One moment. And he opens the door and says, I present to you, the metal one. I forgot to ask her name, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine, it's Chio.
Chio! Chio's here. And you see, upon the door opening, a fine study that you had been let in before to speak with this individual. And just to remind everyone, this is Yusa Arenas, a darker-skinned elf with a shock of white hair that seems to flow back and into curls, wearing fine gold linens that seem to hang loosely on his form. He looks up to you, holding a sort of metallic ball that he seems to be like twisting and playing with. Says, yes, Chio, come on in. How can I help you?
Thank you very much. I'm sorry for the late night visit, but things is pretty urgent.
I see. Well, you have caught me at a decent time. I'm mostly just twiddling about with this device that another group of adventurers had found me, and I'm keeping safe for the moment. And you see that he just makes a symbol with his one hand, and it seems to drop it into a void that disappears out of sight.
Oh, it's a fancy trick you've got right there.
Thank you.
That'd come in handy for a thief.
It would indeed. Anyway, so, what can I help you with, Chio?
Oh, well, it's kind of a weird one, but I don't really know any other wizards apart from yourself, so I need some help.
Well, what do you need help with?
Oh God, where to start with this one? As you can see, I am made of metal, and
Indeed, you are.
Kind of like not really alive, but alive. So, yes. Anyway, a while ago, I died, and then my father, he was really upset, and he made a deal with a nasty wizard. I'm not saying all wizards are nasty. You seem like a very, very nice wizard, but he made a deal with a nasty wizard to bring myself and my mother back to life and put us into these puppet body kind of things. I don't really know how it all works. But he's kind of chasing me. And the other night, I heard him in my head, and that's not good. Because the last time I heard him in my head, he was really close. And he killed a bunch of people that I was friends with, and I don't want him to hurt my other friends, and I want to know what he wants with me and how to get rid of him.
I see. And so you have come here for answers and information.
Well, I hope. Like I says, I don't know any other wizards apart from you and him.
Well, I am sympathetic to your plight, and I understand your need.
20 months strain 2 for
But I will say, I'm not in the habit of doing anything for free. As you know, when you provided me a service and your group, I repaid you. So, for a service, I can see what I can do to provide you answers and information about your likeness and visage and how you came to be and what you might be. But I'm going to need your help first.
Okay, what would you like?
Alright. So, I am currently looking for an artifact, and at this point he stands up from his chair and begins walking around the room and heading over towards a very fine-looking desk off to the side, right in front of a window. A window, you know, is large and ornate, and you did not see on the tower at all on your many laps around. As you can see, I am a collector of sorts, and looking around the room, you see bookshelves full of, first off, books, of course, and scrolls, and then you see knickknacks and what look to be display cases of very strange-looking items and artifacts that you've never seen before. So, I will say, I need your discretion in this matter.
Oh, very sly, very sneaky. Total discretion.
I can see that on you. Now, the artifact I'm looking for was to be delivered to me. But, as you remember, a few days ago, the port was attacked. And in the confusion, it seems that the items on the ship had been absconded with. Now, I have a suspicion as to where this item might be. Because of this. And you see, once again, he makes a quick hand gesture, and then his fingers disappear into empty space, and he pulls out a small, about kind of like eyeball-sized orb.
Okay.
It is smooth. There doesn't seem to be any markings on it. But after a few moments, you see that the orb glows a sort of teal color, and then fade. Now this is part of that relic, and in the presence of it, it should be glowing in perpetuity, but it is blinking. It leads me to believe that the item itself is close, and I believe this might help you find the item I'm looking for. He then takes it and then flicks it over in your direction. Go ahead and make a dexterity check to see if you catch it.
Dear, let's see. Next. A saving throw or just straight dex?
Just a straight dex.
Just a straight dex, let's see. Nope, I clicked it. Did that work?
Let's see.
Public roll? Yeah, submit.
There it is. Now it came through. 13, good enough. It wasn't a hard flick. It's a large enough ball, and you're able to catch it without dropping it. The ball itself is cold when it reaches your hand, and then
I wouldn't know.
That's true. Yeah, you wouldn't know. But you get the sense that there's something to it, and as it glows in your hand again after about 30 or so seconds, and then goes dark once more. So, I would like you, as I have a suspicion I know who has this item, if you could take the evening to find and return this object to me, I, in turn, will use my talents to see what I can ascertain about your existence, whether you're alive, whether you have a soul, or what you are made of. And I'll see what I can find, as I myself am admittedly quite interested. So what do you say?
Like you got yourself a deal, wizard man.
Alright. Well, it is up to you. You can go tonight, or you can go throughout the day. It's your choice, but again, discretion is key.
If you want discussion, I better go tonight, while it's still dark.
Alright. Well then. With that, you may leave. And if you need anything... Yes?
Who do you think has it? You said you might know who has it.
I suspect it was the individuals who had orchestrated the attack in the first place. The
Gotcha.
owners of the Restless Wharf. It might not be. I could be completely off base, but I leave that up to you to figure out. So?
Alright. Thank you very much, Mr. Wizard. I shall hopefully be back with the artifact and hopefully get some information of yourself. Before I go, I should probably give you this. I don't know if it'll help. And I hand over him the Book of Necromancy. And I've circled the Acorum rum.
Okay.
Is it Acorum rum?
Yep.
I think it
like
was
that.
Acorum rum. And I say, I don't know, but I think this might be talking about Achium. That's the wizard's name. So I'll leave this with you, and you can have a read, because most of it is utter gibberish to me.
I see. All right, and he reaches out and he picks the book from your hands, and you you shouldn't have something like this.
Why not?
You see, and he turns it around. He points to the spine now, and you see on it the stamp that you didn't really notice before, in the form of a triangle with 3 circles and a larger circle surrounding them. This is a book belonging to the Cobalt Reserve, and if I had to guess, it should not be allowed outside the archives. If you return, maybe you'll get yourself a bonus from this as well.
Oh, you want to keep the book?
If you wouldn't mind.
I'll maybe give it to you if you get me some good information on Akim.
In the assumption you'll return, I will take some time looking at this. I'll see what I can ascertain for you.
Alright, thank you very much.
And at that, I go towards the door.
Alright, good luck. And he then sits back in a chair as you leave, Wentworth opening the door for you before you even reach it, and you're able to leave the tower as you are escorted away. So, with that, is there anything you would like to do? It is still morning, as you left literally probably close to 2 or 3 in the morning when everyone was finally going to bed and finally asleep.
I suppose I could head towards the general direction of where this thing. So I take it as a tracker, so it gets stronger the closer it gets.
You aren't sure. He said it suspects that it would, but he hasn't tested it himself.
Okay, dokies. Yeah, I suppose I'll pull it out and just kind of hold it in my hand a wee bit closed so that it's not flashing, getting people's attention, and just kind of have a wee point it in this direction, point it in that direction, see what it picks up.
Okay. So, you start to leave and walk through the streets. You notice that it is very sparse. A city that's normally very bustling, especially here in the dockward area, is nearly dead. There are no people wandering. Many of the carts and stalls are still closed up and quiet. You see a few guards that walk here and there, but otherwise, you don't see any people. With walking around with this orb, could you give me a sleight of hand check?
Sleight of hand. Doot. Is that not popped up again?
Give it a second. Roll 20 is being temperamental.
Yeah, it keeps on asking me if I want to do it public or private. There you go.
There
14,
it is.
14.
14. So with a 14, let me give a quick roll here.
I've lost my marbles.
So, as you continue on, I know you said you were trying to be sneaky with it, so I wanted to take that into consideration. You walk past a couple of guards, 3 of them, that are kind of wandering and keeping an eye on the city and the streets. And as they walk by, 2 of them don't seem to pay you any mind. They give you a look and then keep going. But one of them does a double take as you pass, but doesn't seem to follow.
Yeah, that's fine. Just not interested. I'm not interested in him. We'll just keep going.
Okay. So, as you continue to walk through the streets, which direction into the city are you walking? As a reminder, 'cause I know it's been a while, the way the city works out is it's kind of so the shore is off to the west, and the ports sort of work like a sea, cutting into the land. The top portion is the open quay, which is where the Tide Peak Tower is, and the lower portion is the Restless Wharf.
Yeah,
which then
heading towards. Yeah, sorry, heading towards the Restless Wharf.
All right. As you do, and you keep looking at this bead, can you give me a straight intelligence check?
Straight intelligence. Public. There we go.
All right. With a 12. That is perfect. So, you do notice that as you go, the bead itself is starting to blink slightly more frequently. it is now maybe every 20 seconds or so. It'll start to light up.
Ooh,
Yes.
getting closer.
Mhm.
Right, that's fine. Try to think if there's any way that I could like narrow down. Because the thing is, we didn't know where these people like stayed necessarily. Like we just met them out in the open.
Yeah.
Just kind of same again. I'll just try and like take maybe like a street at a time and see like if the streets that I'm taking it gets stronger or whether it's weaker, and then I can note to myself, okay, it's not there, so go to the other one.
Okay. So you start to systematically make your way through the city. Again, still during the day. And making your way through, trying to find where this bead might be leading you. Are you doing this still out in the open? Are you remaining quiet? How are you doing that?
Stealthily, like just kind of what do you call it? What's my hood?
Your scarf?
No, scarf up, yeah.
I got you.
And just kind of keeping the thing like close to me. Just like not being like sneaky like in and out the shadows or anything, but just like as if I mind my own business. I'm looking at something dead interesting.
Yeah, trying to like remain inconspicuous in some way.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So if you could give me a stealth roll just to remain inconspicuous.
Let's see. Stealth. Public, yes. Ooh, nice.
17. Very good. As you do, you still, every once in a while, it's not like constant, but every so often you pass a group of 3 guards that are making their way through the city and patrolling. And you're able to remain inconspicuous. No one seems to notice you. You do notice that as you start to follow the bead itself through the city, that it does it starts to blink more frequently. As you suss out the streets as you go, you do start to find the pattern of where it is leading you.
Nice.
It gets to a point where you do find a building that is separate and more ornate than any of the others in the Restless Wharf. The majority of the Restless Wharf that you've seen so far is made of these more standard-looking, flat-roofed, multi-level buildings that are kind of butt up against each other. It's an urban center, tighter streets, a little bit less of a residential space. But in the midst of this, you do find a 2-story building that is almost set alone on its own in the middle of a square. It's fairly large, bigger than most of the buildings around it. It's got a steepled clay-tiled roof that, again, very out of the ordinary from this area. In the front of the house, or what you can ascertain as the front, there is a fenced area that's about 8 feet tall, or 2 meters, with a door. And then around the sides, you see more just clay work for the house itself. One of the walls seems to be covered in vines that lead up to the roof, and behind a sort of more worn down shack. It does seem that the ball, as you've gotten closer to it, is blinking more frequently.
Kiddos. Okay, so this is in the middle of the day.
It is the very middle of the day, and as you notice that, you do see a couple of guards walking around the building itself, keeping an eye on it, and they seem to be more frequent in this area. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna become a Trojan horse.
Okay. Go on, explain. Look.
So, Chio, having his mum and dad like read him stories, bedtime stories when he was younger, had heard a story of the Trojan horse where an army gets put into a wooden horse and then is like kind of ferried into a very, like tightly guarded area and no one suspects, kind of thing. So, Chio's always wanted to do this.
Okay.
But, being a human, he couldn't. But being a puppet, it's basically like a living statue because it doesn't breathe, it doesn't blink, doesn't move his mouth, anything like that. So, what's the group that stay here again? What are they called?
You know them to be the Restless Wharf Guild, essentially.
Restless Wharf Guild. Right, okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my gear that I'm wearing, put it in my bag, and the scarf that I'm wearing is actually like meters and meters long, like it's huge. So I'm gonna like wrap that round myself like almost like a Greek robe kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the ball and put it in my bag as well. And then I'm gonna take a wee scrap of paper and write on it for the the Restless Wharf Guild.
Sure, yep.
For the attention of the Restless Wharf Guild, please put in storage. And then I'm gonna, just like shout delivery, and then just like strike a pose.
Now, so are you gonna be like standing striking the pose, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I'll just like.
Okay. Huh. All right.
And the note's like stuck in my wee bit of my scarf, so like people can see it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've lost my marbles.
Give me a. I can go a couple of different ways with this one. So I'm thinking the fact that you're a doll, you don't actually need to breathe. So there's not going to be any issue with pretending not to like have your chest rise and fall with breaths. The hard part is going to be, or your face doesn't change either. There's all this muscle in your face that don't change. So the hard part here is
just metal.
Can you hold a pose in that same way? So I'm going to let you choose. Do you want to either roll an athletics check to remain still and not do anything, or a performance check to essentially fool them and play as if you're a statue?
I've lost my marbles.
So charisma or athletics is dex, yeah?
Athletics would be strength.
Oh, strength. Ooh, yeah, it'll need to be strength.
And
Oh,
performance,
please
I
be
believe,
good.
is charisma, yes.
Yep. So I've got -1 charisma, so I'm not doing that. Please be good. Oh, yes. That's not bad.
All right. With that, what do we got? Gotta look at it. 17. Wow. Okay, that is great. So, you stand by the front gate, shout this out, and you strike your pose. After a few moments, what? Hold on. And after a few moments, you start hearing barking coming from inside the large house. It's like, be quiet, you mutts! Oh, God! And after a few moments, the door opens. And an individual who is wearing sort of darker clothing, it's more like maroons and some purples. It looks fairly nice. It's not like he's rugged or anything like that. And he looks around and he looks up and down the street and no one seems to be paying any mind. It's pretty empty. And he sees you and he looks at you and goes, okay. He walks around and kind of looks you up and down, gets like really close in your face, like, boy, that is exquisite craftsmanship. What is, oh dear, is that a smell? I don't know. And he kind of looks around, he sees the note, and he's like, oh, the care of the Restless Wolf Guild. I am weird. They deliver it to the boss's house. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I think you'll like it. Alright, let's... Dear, he's not in right now. No one else is here. Okay, alright. Don't... why am I talking to you? And he walks away.
Oh, camera.
Might have lost you. Hello?
I'll go wiggle the camera, see if it'll come back on.
Sure. So as that's happening, you waited another few moments, and it is almost agonizing with how long you're having to hold this pose. That 17 allows you to hold it for quite a long time. And after a few more moments, the individual comes back, and you see him pull up a sort of like a wheelbarrow type situation. A wheelbarrow. My accent makes it sound weird. He kind of brings it over towards you. He's like, oh, there, she's back. Awesome.
Hey.
I think we're good. Hey, there you are. All right. And he like brings it over and he's like, all right, I'm gonna try and get you on this thing here and
Clunk.
he like grabs you by the waist to try and move you, and you just hear just strays like oh boy, this is not part of my job description. Okay, let's see. He then goes and like he pulls a rope that he had also brought with him in case he had to like tie it down, and he wraps it around your neck and starts pulling. Give me another athletics check to try and not flex with the rope.
Oh my god, athletics, please be good.
Ooh,
okay.
Let's see what his strength check is. He pulls. 1 second. Okay. So he pulls, and his back is turned to you. So as he pulls the rope, you do go over finally and land in the wheelbarrow. And he looks back. You're not holding the same pose you were. You've shifted a bit, like your arms kind of like crumpled into the wheelbarrow. Your head's like pulled to the side a little bit, but you're committing to the bit. You aren't showing it, and he doesn't notice.
The thing is, I'm not a solid statue. I'm kind of a mandible. Oh god, this camera.
Oh, it's back. You're good. It's not cooperating today.
No.
But you are okay. He doesn't seem to notice. He's too your camera. Oh no.
Please behave yourself, camera.
And so you're stuck in this wheelbarrow, but he doesn't notice. He's not observant enough to realize that you've changed position in any way.
Okay, I'll shout on Tino. He can come up and
maybe he
try
can
and
pop
sort
over
it while we do this. Yeah.
All right. So as this happens, he picks up the wheelbarrow, grunting, and starts to carry you into the house and wheel you backwards in. As you come in, you realize that you're in this okay-looking front yard. It's not like beautiful in any way, but it's well kept, and there's a big fountain in the middle that's not burbling any water. And he kind of wheels you up towards the front steps, and he hoists you one after another step until he gets you up to the front door. He's like, oh no, okay. Oh boy. And he like turns around and like opens the door, and he tries to like get you in, and he's like pulling the cart and just average moving antics.
Guy.
It doesn't quite fit. It's like awkward. He's trying to like tilt you sideways a little bit to like angle you in there. As you do, how does Chio feel about this situation right now?
Absolutely ridiculous, but he's happy that his plan is working.
Okay.
He's in.
Yes, essentially. So you get it, and immediately these dog noses start nuzzling up against your face and sniffing you like crazy. They're all over you, and these two, and they're large, like mastiff-sized dogs. These are like tall dogs, are just sniffing you and like trying to smell you and get attention to like what's going on here and what's happening. So as they do, they are trying to ascertain like what is this thing, what is happening, and eventually the guard puts down the wheelbarrow and he puffs. Okay, one more, and he just lifts as hard as he can to pick you up onto your feet so he doesn't have to touch you anymore, and you're like in the middle of essentially a foyer. And so he lifts.
Oh god, it's this camera.
Yeah, your camera is not happy.
No.
He lifts, and you nearly fall off to the side. And I'm going to give you the choice here. Do you want to try and catch yourself, or are you going to go with the wheelbarrow as it tips to the side and he doesn't quite get you upright?
Hold on, Marble. I'm trying to sort this.
You're okay. You're okay. We'll leave that in a moment. So give us a sec, guys, as we sort out what is going on. I take this opportunity to say hi to everyone because holy crap. Hi everyone. Thank you, Skyzark, for the raid, and everyone who was watching him in his game. Welcome in, everybody. Hello. Hi. We got Alba's in here, the Ginger Buddha. Welcome. Horn Pegasus, Troll Banana. Hello. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hello, Beef. Welcome in, Beef. Hi guys. Welcome in.
Hold on, I'll need to go shout Tino because it's not playing game.
Yeah, I know. I see that. It's okay. Hi, everybody. So while we take a quick break for technical difficulties, how are you all? What is going on? How have things been going? I'm gonna mute her mic just so they can deal with that. All right. Hope things are well. Skyzark, how was your game? How did the one shot go? Did you get it done? Did they do great? I popped in for a minute to lurk and see like how it was going. And like what you guys were doing, and it was pretty funny. I was enjoying it. They were in the middle of I think they were like competing with like another team of adventurers trying to like figure out like some sort of game that was going on. And they were like hunting down food. You got several pixies high? I was there for that. I did see that. All right.
Please work.
Is it working now? You got it done?
Okay,
Awesome.
We're back for the moment.
Okay, that's great. And with kitties.
Panic. And with kitties, he snuck in.
Aw. Okay. We're hopefully back. Well, Skyzark, just, again, thank you so much for the raid. They made it completely wacky as expected, as a good game should be. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for the patience. Hopefully we're good.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Skyzark, for the raid. I appreciate bringing the community over here and hanging out with us. So I hope you enjoy. All right. So, back into it. So, for that, the cart, or the wheelbarrow, is starting to turn over, and you're falling out. Do you try to catch yourself to mitigate any fall, or are you going to commit to the bit and go with it?
So, is he behind me? It's okay.
Yes.
It came back on now. So he'll see me if I kind of like stumble.
Yes.
I think I should probably just try and stay as stiff as I can
Okay.
and hope that I kind of go and land on my feet.
Okay.
Flat. And
Okay.
if not, then I'll just fall forward.
Because you're choosing to stay as stiff as possible, make a dexterity save at disadvantage.
Okay, submit. Please be good. Oh, no.
What do we got?
Why is it disadvantage?
A 20 and an 8. Whew. I'm sorry. With that, he lifts you up, and the cart buckles and shifts to the side as you drop out, trying to hold the pose that you were stuck in the cart in, and you just slam onto your side, and you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the cart kind of comes with it and lands on you as well.
Okay.
He's like, oh shit! And he starts pulling the cart off you, and you're again just laying there, holding whatever pose you're in. And this poor guy, he's so bad. He again tries. He grabs on you, and he's trying to pick you up to pose you so that you look nice in the foyer. And he does and he farts a little, and he's like, good enough. And he just takes the cart and just huffs out and walks away.
Fair dues, yeah, fair dues.
The dogs sit there sniffing you, and they're kind of sniffing you up and down, and sniffing your nose and your face, and eventually a couple of them just they hang out with you for a little bit, and just one of them just kind of sits there just staring at you. Looks happy, chill.
Yeah.
And the guard seems to disappear, and the door closes, and it seems to go quiet.
Okay.
So
the dog's still there?
One of the dogs seemed to have taken a liking to you. The other dog seems to have padded off away somewhere. You were laying on your back in the middle of the foyer, because you can see around you. To your right is a larger entranceway into what looks like a living room. You hear the crackling of a fireplace. You can't see it, but you hear the crackling of a fireplace there. In the room you're in now is a foyer. It's fairly long that reaches back into the house. A stairwell is behind you that leads up to a second floor. A door in the back that's closed. And then to your left is another larger doorway that, from what you saw at the quick glance, might be a dining room of some kind.
Okay. Didn't account for the dog staying. Okay, so I'm just gonna very, very slowly, start to move, just to kind of get a sense of if this dog's gonna start growling at me and barking, kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna slowly, kind of very, very slowly, kind of move and turn my head towards it.
And as you do, you hear it just a little huff, the chuff sound they make, and just goes.
I'm oh no, good doggy. I'm not here to hurt you. Nice doggy.
Make an animal handling check for me.
Please. Animal handling. Submit.
There it is.
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
He starts to growl, and he's and just kind of nuzzles your hand a little bit.
Oh. I'm oh, nice doggy, and just give him a little
And as you do,
pets.
he kind of goes with it.
I'm like, oh, go to go. Okay, that was shoo. Right, so I'll stand up.
Yep.
I'll just keep my robe kind of thing on. I'll not change back into my gear or anything. I'll just reach into my bag and pull out the wee gemstone that Usa gave me.
It is blinking quickly. It is like every other second. It is flashing.
Okay, dokes. So the other object, did he say that it flashes like in tandem? So it flashes as well?
So he doesn't know. He never gave you any specifications.
Right, okay.
All he knows is that the one in your hand is somehow tied to the object.
Right, okay. Well, I suppose I'll just hold it and just go up to the door to the right, the one that leads into the kind of crackling fire room, and just like hold it to the door but not open the door, just to see if it like speeds up or...
It's an open archway, so there's no real door to that room.
Okay, yeah.
So you can look right in.
Yep.
Looking in, it seems to keep the same pace. It doesn't seem to be changing any speed.
Okay.
Inside the room, you see a big painting of a grizzled, sort of dark-skinned dwarf with a big black beard and black hair, looking very sternly and stoically into the room. Fireplace is still alive, but not really roaring, and a mantle sits above the fireplace with bits of gold baubles and nice-looking things. There's a few comfy red couches and chairs that are situated around it, and what looks to be a sort of pile of pillows in the middle of the floor in front of the fireplace, where one of the other dogs is currently sleeping and looking up at you, just kind of like...
Like, oh, hello, good doggy.
Right, okay, so it doesn't seem like it's in this room, so come out of this room and go to the... So then you said there's a stairway and another door?
Yep. In the main foyer, there's a closed door at the back and a stairwell,
Closed door at the back.
as well as another open archway that leads into another room.
Try the other open archway.
Okay. You do. You start to step into the other open archway, and make a perception check as you observe the orb.
Perception. I think that's perception, yeah.
Okay. You don't notice any change in the flashing. It seems pretty consistent still. Looking into the room, it does look like a dining room. There's a long table with many chairs set up around it. Nothing set yet. Some plates in large cabinets around, or china cabinets around the room. A nice chandelier. But otherwise, it looks fairly unoccupied.
Cool. Right, I'll try the door at the back then, before the stairway.
Okay. You head to the back, to that door. Opening it is easy enough. Are you checking the orb as you walk toward the door?
Yeah, so I'm not opening the door, I'm just kind of like holding the orb as close to the door just to see if it starts.
It does seem like it is flashing more quickly now.
Okay. I will... What way did the guy leave? Did I see? Because, like...
Yeah, you saw he went back out the front door, which is like
Alright,
the
okay.
last direction that I haven't described, is like the main front door.
Slowly push the door open, just kind of like peek my head in a wee bit.
You open the door and make a perception check.
Perception, again. Submit. 9.
In this room, it's dark, but from the close distance you do see in the light pouring in from the room you're already in, that it appears to be a pantry. There's a bunch of shelves and things stacked on shelves. But again, just peeking your head in, that's all you see is just shelves and some food goods and dried goods in front of you.
Okay, oops. Is the orb, when I go in the room, is it faster or?
Entering the room, it does not appear to be any faster.
Okay. Right, I'll come out of there. And then head to the stairwell, I suppose.
Okay.
Does it go up or down?
It goes up.
Up, yeah. I will head on up the stairs then.
All right. You head up the stairs. As you do, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god, is there a trap in the stairs? Boop. 12.
12. You put your foot down, and just as you do, you start to hear the slightest squeak from the step, and you pull your foot back before it makes too much noise, and you're able to make your way up the rest of the way without causing any other issue or noise.
Okay, yeah, I'll make my way up the stairs then.
All right, you get to the top of the stairs, and before you is a long hallway. On the right-hand side of the hallway There are 2 doors that are closed, and on the left-hand side is another closed door, but only 1 door.
I'll go to the left, check that door first, and again, just hold the orb up and kind of put it up to the door.
All right. You hold the orb up to the door, and it is flashing quick. Like, we're talking, it's like barely turning off at this point.
Yeah, cool. Right, just quietly open the door.
You go to open the door, and it appears to be locked.
Okie dokies. Right, I'll have a wee jingle jangle in my bag and pull out my burglar kit, and try and jimmy the lock.
All right, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check using your thieves' tools, and I believe you add your proficiency. Jeez.
Damn! Oh well.
Holy cow! Oh man!
Seduce the door.
Yeah, no issue. You just you take them out, and deftly, as if you practiced your entire life, you unlock the door smoothly, and it pushes open. Inside,
Nice.
Without really taking too much time, you do see it looks to be a very fine and nice office. The whole left side of the room is covered in books and shelving where someone might place, knickknacks and maps and stuff like that. Across the way is a window that seems to have some leaves kind of coming in from the sides around it. You suspect might be vines. And then a window in the back. And in the center of the room is a very large dark wood ornate desk with clawed feet. What would you like to do?
Just with the thing in my hand, just kind of like walk around the room to see if it like gets quicker or like becomes solid.
Go ahead. At this point, make an intelligence check again for me.
Intelligence. It's a bit.
20.
Nice.
It's very subtle. Very, very subtle. But you're able to notice that as you pull the orb around the room, the second you get closer to the desk, it is nearly solid in color. It doesn't even blink.
Cool. I take it there's like drawers on the desk?
Yeah.
Or is it like...
You can go around the desk. Give me a perception check just to see how much detail you get from looking at this desk and you pull from just a quick glance.
Perception. Oh, was that persuasion?
That was persuasion, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
Perception. Oh, well,
5.
yeah.
So
Not much. It's a desk.
it's a desk. So, like, you don't pick up the finer details. What you do notice are, you see, like, he's got, like, inkwells on there for writing. There's to describe this is a little strange. It's a sort of like a flat bit of board, but it's mounted on sort of a swivel, and it can, like, be moved and manipulated in different ways. And you see on top of it are maps of continents. That's about all you see, just bits of land masses. Couple other bits and baubles that might be on the desk. And then the desk itself has a main drawer that sits on the middle, the center drawer. On the right-hand side is a set of cubbies where you see bits of paper sticking out of it. On the left-hand side, you see 3 drawers leading downward, 2 smaller ones up top, and 1 deeper one at the bottom.
Kiddos. I'll try the kind of big main drawer first then.
The center one? Okay. You try to, and it's locked.
Right. Get my burglar
Yep,
tools
go
out
ahead.
again. Sleight hand.
Okay. Yep.
15.
Easy enough. They're just desk locks. You unlock it. Inside, you find bits of writing utensils, blank parchment. Nothing seems to be of any interest in this one.
The left-hand side, the big drawer down the bottom.
The bottom?
Or
Go
the
ahead.
cupboard. Yep.
It is locked as well, so you will need to pick it as well. The man is very paranoid and tries to keep his things secure.
Oh, that thing just opens wide.
Yeah, not a problem. At this point, you've mastered the locking mechanism on this desk, and it's nothing at this point. You do it. The bottom one comes undone, and you see a set of binders, sort of, in like thick leather-bound books that are stacked next to each other, that are kind of all filling the space.
Cool. So nothing glowing or anything?
Nothing's glowing in there, no.
I'll just go from like the left to the right, just trying each drawer then.
Okay. So there's the one at the bottom. Which one do you try next? There's 2 more above it.
Just one up above the middle.
Okay. as you do, you pull the drawer open, because at this point you've been picking locks and you are used to it. I'm not going to make you roll again. You pick the lock and you open it. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. Dex save throw. Oh, nice.
1 second here.
17.
17. Perfect. 1 second, I want to change something here. So, as you open the drawer,
Change music.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about why I changed the music. 17. As you open the drawer, a green gas sprays out, or I should say, a yellowish gas sprays out, and starts to fill the area around the shelves. You were able to dodge out of the way in time before you inhale any of it, or if you could inhale anything. It doesn't take your form. And you sit for a moment as the gas starts to settle and dissipate, and it appears clear. From the inside now, you do see, or now the door is open, there is a slight blue teal glow coming from deeper in the drawer.
Nice.
Okay. So what would you like to do?
I'll reach in and pull out the blue teal glowy thing.
Okay. Inside, you see a skull. A black skull. One of the eyes is covered by an eye patch, and gold trim marks the angles of the skull itself. The empty eye socket is what glows.
That's cool. So I take it whatever it is in the skull, like, it can't be pulled out?
It doesn't seem like anything's in it. Simply that it's just a slight glow in the spot.
I suppose I'll just, like, pick up the full skull and try and put it in my bag.
Alright, you pick it up and put it in your bag. And then there's a noise. A slight noise. And a shiver down your spine. One that you recognize. The dogs downstairs start barking. And clamoring and making noise. You hear scratching at the door. After a few more moments, there is the sound of what sounds like breaking wood. You hear the guard again outside. Oi! Hey, stop! Stop right there! What are you doing? And then a scream.
Oh, damn.
What would you like to do?
So I've got what I came for. Like, I now have the blue glowy thing in my bag.
Yes, you do. It's in your bag.
Right, you said one of the windows had vines coming into it.
You saw some like vines kind of like outside. It's outside the window, but it does look like they're there.
I'm going to try and open a window and climb down the vines like as quick as I can.
Okay.
Because this is first floor?
You're on the second floor, yeah. Or first floor for you folks.
Yeah. I'll try and scramble down the vines to get out.
Yeah, okay. So you start to open the window, and you hear again in your mind, Chio.
Oh, God.
All right. Give me, as you start to make your way down the vines, so you want to climb down the vines, right?
Yeah, I'm scrambling down those things.
For climbing, give me an athletics check.
Athletics. Oh, boy, scared.
You start to get down the vines, and you realize very quickly as you get your whole body out, the vines themselves are very thin and spindly, and they aren't able to hold your weight. The lattice behind it might have, but you didn't grab that. And you start to fall as the vines give way and start to break free from the actual wall itself.
Here does. He's panicking.
Yeah, he's panicking. So as you fall, the vines all start to come down over you. It does slow your fall enough to where you don't take damage hitting the ground, but you slam yourself onto the ground. After that, I need you to make... Let me see here. Make a dexterity check just to see how you land.
Just straight dex, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, God, not very well.
All right, let me pull that up here.
6.
You fall prone and land on your back.
Oh, no.
And as you do, I need you to... Sorry. Gotta find the thing I'm looking for. There we are. I need you to give me a Come on, what is it? There we go. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
No. Oh no. 10.
Doesn't do it. As you do,
Poor Chio.
you feel your body, as you're laying on the ground, lock in place.
God damn it.
And you can't move. And panic starts to fill you. The heartbeat that you feel, even though you don't have one, begins
If his
to
hands
race.
were able to sweat, they'd be sweating.
And out of the corner of your eye, in broad daylight, where everyone can see, an individual in a black cloak leans over your form. You get the visage of a very old, very gaunt-looking figure looking at you, one you recognize horribly well. Ah. Told you can't run. Come. We need to talk. And he just snaps his fingers, and you feel your form just levitate. And in that moment, you feel a rushing sound as everything around you shifts to darkness. And that's where we'll pick back up on Chio's story next week.
Poor Chio.
Poor Chio.
He's been kidnapped.
All right. So, with that, we'll be taking a quick break, about 15 minutes. We'll be rejoining the rest of the party in their story, and we'll see where the rest of them go on the same day, or essentially finishing off the next night at that point. So, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Hope you had fun.
I think. That was great.
Right. We'll be back, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Screen. There we are. Hi, everybody. 1 second. There it is. Hey, it actually worked out this time. Woo! Verlor, Veldon, everyone's in the right place. Oh, I love it. Cool. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Switching between like different scenes and stuff is always like really nerve-wracking because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, hi, everyone. Hi. Boogie, welcome in. Neo, hello, hello. Pog, hello there. Buddha, hi. Katie, hanging out in the chat, hello. I just want to say, everyone's saying it, you know, Katie's gonna be all right. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And Katie, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. My boy. Oh man. All right.
Katie's traumatized.
Katie is traumatized. All right. So, guys, thank you for hanging out. I just want to say also thank you, Boogie, for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for joining the team, for showing the support. Also, Wizard of Wong, thank you for the follow as well. I saw you follow me there during the time in between. And the Tangelo, thank you for the resub as well. And the hype train that apparently happened that I didn't realize. Thank you guys. Oh man, thank you all so much. I appreciate the support. I really appreciate it. We love doing this. I'm happy to get to put it on and host this a fun time with everyone. So, anyway, let's get back into the story. Let me go over to my music. Alright. So, with that, we'll go to... where we last left the rest of our party. Angraboda, Sackman, Merpos, Valdant, and Vrulor. Your companion, Chio, had slipped away in the night. From the note, you knew that it was a necessary step for them, and that he would be okay, hoping to see him again someday. In the meantime, you decided to continue forward and tackle the odd goings-on of the demons that had created a foothold in the city of Nicodranus. After they had escaped from a portal from a temple in the Kwaraska jungle. You had cleared out a ghoul hive before, and had heard of mischief occurring in the Opal Archways. Taking some time, you made your way and talked to some of these citizens, finding a tie to a dock in the Restless Wharf, known as Dock 24. In the night, you made your way down the dock, speaking to some rats to find your way, and found the dock 20, or the Warehouse 24. Through some sneaking, you were able to infiltrate the dock itself, or the warehouse itself, and find a conversation between a dark-haired dwarf and a very large, monstrous-looking demon. A fight ensued to kill the evil thing that you had all seen. The invisible closets had caused some annoyance, but were not too much of a problem, and with some very effective spellcasting and good placement, you all obliterated the demon. It's simple as that. The Glabrazu you turned into paste. With the demon dead, some wreckage across the warehouse itself, you are left in silence. The dark-haired dwarf individual had slipped away during the fight, and you're not sure where they are. And with this, we return to you all, standing over the now, I should say, dissolving corpse of the demon. What would you all like to do?
I'd like to look around and loot for stuff.
Okay. Give me an investigation check and maybe explain a little bit of what you're trying to loot or what you're doing to loot.
I mainly want to have a look at, just sort of look around, not necessarily loot because presumably this is still an active warehouse, but anything that these guys specifically may have dropped rather than just, looting a warehouse. I'm not that bad.
Sure,
but,
sure.
Anything, yeah, I'm not that bad. But anything that these guys left, is there anything on this dissolving thing? All of the little critters that we killed as well, because there was little invisidudes. Is there anything on them where they were all talking? Is there any plans? Any, satchels of cash? Those sorts of things.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check to try and loot the bodies of these demons.
I see nothing.
No, in fact, as you start to reach your hands into the corpses to find out what's going on, they just get covered in goo as the thing just continues to dissolve.
Nice.
I look over to Valor and I'm like, don't eat that.
I was just gonna say, what does the corpse smell like? Can I sniff at the corpse?
It's very acrid, and you're actually used to it at this point, as you've been smelling it this entire time. It's the scent of rot that just pervades. It actually seems like the smell is maybe starting to slightly dissipate now that these beings are dissolving.
Okay. sort of reach my hand towards it very, very slowly to like dip a finger in the gunk.
Okay.
And
I purposefully then kind of shake my gooey hands at Valor, so that he seems so desperately to want to touch the gunk that I'm gonna flick the gunk at him in a very sort of like, yeah, here you go then, sort of like.
now, can I catch the gunk in my mouth? I just want to eat the dead thing.
So,
Oh.
holds up.
Oh dear.
Holds up book.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna get serious.
Oh dear.
Verlor. You're catching it in your mouth, right?
Yeah,
And I
guess so.
attempt to block it before it hits me.
I need to pose checks here. Verlor, if you wouldn't mind giving me give me an acrobatics check, and if Valdant, can you give me a dexterity check as well? It can be acrobatics, however you want to try and deflect this.
Uh-oh.
It's essentially speed, right? You're trying to see who's faster to get to.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do acrobatics as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
You reach out and go.
Sorry, Verlor, I tried.
Verlor, wait! As Verlor, quick and agile, just grabs a chunk as like this goo just gets flicked across the room and hits you in the tongue. Hey Verlor, can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh my god.
I tried to warn you.
I didn't know if I was ever going to use this.
I'm really hungry.
You gotta be kidding me.
no.
Oh,
I am
It's pretty good.
instantly massively intrigued by this. Do continue on, Marvel. Do continue on.
Something good.
Oh, I'm making a horrible mistake. Okay. All right. So, Verlor.
Mm-hmm.
Your nature as a person, your alignment, are you
Right.
of the good variety, or are you of like the bad variety? Where do you sit, do you think?
Sort of neutral, more towards the good side.
More towards the good side? Okay. So you swallow it and it tastes vile, like just disgusting. And
Okay.
after a few moments, you feel like it's like itching on your back. This weird itching feeling. And you have like a full tunic on, right? Like a blue tunic that covers you.
I think I've only got like trousers on. He doesn't have like a top.
Oh, there's no top.
So-
Oh, perfect.
Right.
So as you feel this itching, and there's like this it's like a feeling of growing pains, like when you were a kid, like you felt like that growing pain in your joints and your bones as you were getting older, and you just feel it
Right.
coming from your back. And the rest of you
Okay.
watch as feathery wings just start to grow out of his back. Verlor, you now have working wings and have a fly speed of 30.
Yes.
How broken is he gonna be now?
Amazing.
Fuck you guys for telling me not to eat it.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait until Chio meets us all again, because that's gonna be hysterical.
Can I like spread my wings out, because I'm a pretty tall dude, so the wingspan would be pretty fucking big.
It's big,
And,
man.
like-
It goes past your hands. It is. They just like spread, and it's like you're stretching them for the first time, and like it's weird because you've never had wings before, so you're kind of like having to learn how to use them now, and it's a strange
Just accidentally
sensation.
hit one in the face.
Yeah, like
Something
you have
in the
no idea, like
face.
sense of size still. It's like you hit things easily, like you're bumping into your teammates as like you turn, you smack Valdant across the face. So it's yeah.
And I just kind of go to like Valor's back and just sort of like touch Are they made of feather? Does it fit?
Yeah, it's feather. It's like they're feathers, and like they're not the same. They're like a lighter color of his fur. They're not like white, but they're like this orangey sort of stripe pattern.
I'm gonna touch. Velo, can I have permission to touch your wings? You're suddenly sprouted.
What did you
Yeah,
do?
sure. Go ahead. I'm like.
Oh boy,
I'm
Okay.
actually speechless.
I am.
they
I
feel
am now
real. They're solid.
I am now suitably miffed that not only have I not been able to find any loot, and I'm now covered in gook, but I now look at the only other person who's touched the gook, and they've got fucking wings while I'm like 3 foot tall. I'm like, why? Why does the 7-foot cat get wings?
That being
And I
said,
get nout.
that being said, Sora, I do need you to also roll a D100. See, Verlor
this-
ingested it. You just got your hands covered in it, so it took a little more time.
Oh dear, mine's not going to be
Oh.
anywhere near as good as this. And this is where I find that I've shrank even further. My Napoleon complex has gotten even worse. Oh no,
What a
Marble!
face.
No,
What?
no, I'm gonna. Oh,
Okay,
Everyone else eat the goop. No.
so, boy, I am Sora, or not Sora, Merpo. Sorry,
Merpo.
the other game kicked in for a second.
no,
Merpo.
it's okay.
Merpo.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Your hands, as like you're like what the heck? I just flicked this over. After a few moments, you look back, and your hand has like it's now your foot. Your foot is now here, and you look down, and your other hand is your
No.
foot,
No!
and your
No.
boots now feel too tight.
No! 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 I have feet, hands, and hand feet.
Yeah.
That's gonna make her even worse.
No! I literally sit down away from touching yet more goo, and evidently now take my shoes off because my hands hurt,
Yeah.
and just find a little crevice between boxes and just cry. Just cry. I am inconsolable.
Do you
Around
cry
the-
into your hands or do you cry into your feet?
Do you know what? I probably inadvertently do cry into my feet and then
Yeah.
realise that I have toes. My own, probably not so fresh toes
Yeah.
near my face.
Yeah.
Which then makes me cry even more and like have what could only be described as like a toddler style tantrum. Because I'm so angry, Marble. I hate you. My wrath will be wrathful.
It's Demon Ichor. It
You read the
happens. If you
dice.
touch Demon Ichor, you get mutations. I'm sorry.
Can
He
I
got fucking wings. Wings.
It's what you
I got feet hands. I got feet hands. He got fucking wings. This is not fair.
Can I look into my herbalism upon Wildemount
Yes.
book to see if there's like some kind of a cure or assistance to help with demon hands feet from demonic?
So, you give me I'll say an investigation check to read through the book and essentially flip through it to try and find some information on like what you can do with this situation.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, Maple. I'll find something. Hang on.
Cool.
I might have found something.
You did. You definitely did. You do find in the book, it doesn't say anything specifically about like feet hands or switching limbs, but it does talk about removing corruption, a type of herb that you can set up and find, like a concoction you can make to remove curse essentially or remove corruption from their form. So theoretically, you think, okay, this is a demon, demon's corrupt. If she took it into her body, it probably corrupted her body in some way. I think if she takes this, it might be able to reverse the thing that happened.
Cool. I'll relay that back to Maple, and it's like, don't worry, we'll get to a tavern. We'll chill out. I'll nip to the shops. All right. I'll grab these herbs because corruption. What's going on here is kind of, yep. So I'll do the thing, do it at the shops, and be fine. It's totally reversible. I'm sure I'll be fine.
In a very unlike me sort of way, in a sort of quiet yet loud sort of, Sackman, can you come over here a minute?
I do that, and as I'm walking over, I just take a very nice, clear path away from this puddle. It's just growing from this thing that we killed. Just being very careful not to hit any of it.
I look at Sackman and go, I don't know how to walk. Can I have a piggyback, please?
Only if you give me a high five.
Presumably, Sackman is bent down to my eye line, so I can do this. And I shove my now hand, feet, whatever is the feet part, I just smack him across the face in a foot slap.
You kick
and then
him.
Give him I kick him, and then look at him as if to go, bitch, please, don't even bother with me today. And then just look at him very seriously now, as if to, please.
She can't see, but I am smiling and trying to suppress a little laugh to myself, and I'm just like, okay, I deserve that, and just pick her up and give her a piggyback.
That is correct. I do want to give you the finger.
And not very grateful that her feet are now just underneath my nose.
Yeah, I am now taking full advantage. So my feet are now hooked like this, sort of round his face, and I'm just wiggling my toes, sort of slowly pushing the elements of his sack towards his face, knowing that, as I said earlier, my feet are fresh, and there is a pungency to them that I was initially rather embarrassed by. Hence why my feet, being a being, I know, normally weren't in shoes. But I was embarrassed by the smell of my feet. I now wear them open with pride, and just sort of slowly caress my stenching feet around his face.
And as you do. So with that, you're still in the warehouse, and you've had this exchange for a few moments now in the middle of the night, and you hear a box in the back of the warehouse drop and slam onto the ground.
I kind of smack Sackman with the side of my face, and then point, kind of in a ballet style kind of foot point, and go shh, kind of pointing Baggins as if to go, let's go on up.
I'm just gonna head toward the sound and see what I can find.
I do the same, but with club raised, ready for action.
Okay. You all start to slowly make your way towards the back of the warehouse, where you see a dark-haired, dark-skinned dwarf in fairly nice clothing, huddled in the back of the building, next to a box that just fell, and he looks a little upset with himself. I, don't suppose you'll let me go, will you?
No.
Oh.
No, I just want to go behind him and grab him by the shoulders, because obviously he's quite small, so just grab him by the shoulders.
Okay. You do, and he's just oh, jeez. Okay. What, listen here, we can come to an agreement. Please, that would be nice.
Now's really not a good time, dude. Not gonna lie, we've got shit to sort out.
You see our foot hand over there?
I'm pointing with my thing and you were a part of this. Look at what you did to me.
Listen. I had no idea that thing would do that to you. I wanted my own power, not that. I'm sorry.
What's in the box?
What box? There's a lot of boxes.
The box that you've dropped. What is in it?
Oh, that, That's just, I think that's shoes. You might want some.
Do they do gloves
Please
as well?
put the shoes on.
No, my feet will be free. They will be unhindered by the shoes of humanoid beings.
Right. Well, I would like to go, and I am willing to make a deal with you all, if you wouldn't mind.
Why should we?
Because I have money and information.
We're listening.
That changed your tune quick.
Tell us the information, and we will decide whether it's worth it. If it is worth it, we will let you go. If it isn't worth it, we'll take your money as well.
Missy, that's not how I do business. That's not how I've stayed in business.
Baggins, move me closer to him. I feel that I feel that my feet need to stretch themselves out a little.
No,
bit.
wait a minute now.
While she's doing that, I pull out my longsword and put it to his neck and say, I'm sorry, but I don't deal with people who deal with evil. You'll just tell us the information, or you will die right here.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation. 20?
Oh, dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll do it. He looks at you, and he looks at the sword that is now placed beneath his neck. And he just nods. Says, "All right, fine. I'll listen to you, and I'll give you what you want. You see, I've been working with that thing for a while now to try and get a better foothold in the city, cause a little chaos, draw more people to me and my businesses. And I guess I drew a bit more attention than I wanted. So, I may have a line that the Marquis, and myself included in our deal, have begun shipping supplies to the Empire, which isn't necessarily abnormal, but it's what we're shipping that's more the problem. You see, we've been sending weapons to the line, which, while not totally unheard of, during a time of war, by aiding them, we could draw the Kreen dynasty upon us as well. So, that's the deal I was able to strike, with the help of the demon. And it might get someone in pretty big trouble if anyone else found out.
Did I hear that right? That the Marquis is in on this?
Oh yes, yeah, he gave me the permission itself. I mean, he's the one who's requisitioning it for me.
Oh god, okay.
So the Marquis is responsible for all these bodies and blood in the street.
Well, I mean, he's responsible for making a deal with a king. The demon over there is the one responsible for the bodies in the street. The demon.
And who contracted with the demon?
Well, contract is a strong word. I mean, we had an agreement, him and I.
I see very little difference here.
Yeah, you seem like the type.
Yeah, I tend not to go easy on people who hurt innocent.
With that, he kind of he closes his eyes, not closes, but he narrows them and looks at you and says, "Aye, but are you the one to deal justice when you have no right to be dealing that justice?"
According to my god, yes.
The way I sees it, you could go ahead and kill me, and gods will probably show up here soon, and it'll be a lot of hearsay.
Yes, I'm sure your dead body versus 5 witnesses is going to be tough.
But I'm the dead body of a man who owns this entire wharf, and has a lot of powerful people in my pocket. People who might not be happy that their business partner is dead.
I suppose you have a point. However, how will there be justice if the Marquis himself is on your side?
Isn't that the trick of it?
It certainly is. Can we bind this guy's mouth? Let's shut him up and bring him to the Marquis. And then when we're inside, we'll just deal with the Marquis ourselves.
I've got a sock we can shove in his throat.
Let's do it.
Well, since you're not using them
Gods,
now...
no, please, no, not that!
And I kind of like pull with my now hand foot, pull a sock out of a pocket and kind of hold it out for someone to shove in his mouth.
I grab it and I'm just like trying to like pinch your nose to make sure that you open your mouth.
Hey,
Just kind of shove it in.
I'm feeling very satisfied by this and kind of look over and give Val down a look as if to go, this'll do. Okay.
So we
So,
bind his hands as well, because otherwise I think he's gonna just run for it.
I think he might less run for it and more kind of drop to his knees and gag for a little bit. But, you know.
Yeah, that too.
We could always
Kind of.
cut the tendons on the back of his feet. That'll keep him from moving.
I could cast Hold Person as well. I've got some spell slots here.
Let's do that. I like that more than Blue Boys. It's a bit gory.
You can't like spit the sock out as well, so
Can I like flick the end of my wing out and like flick him in the forehead or something?
make
Like
a... For you, Verlor, make a... what do I want to make that? Make a dexterity check to see if you can control them. At disadvantage, since they are brand new.
Fine.
11. You flick it out, and it just barely misses him. He just kind of goes as it like runs past his face, and he just kind of scowls at you.
It's just, I tried.
Jeannie, did you want to do hold person?
I do, please. So I thought like grab my because like use all the components. I've forgotten all the names of them, but use all of that. So I sort of look at you, grab my staff, grab the stuff that I need. I sort of just like sprinkle it kind of over you. And as I'm doing that, I'm just sort of going like just hold, stay still, please don't move, don't move.
He makes a Constitution save. What is your spell save DC?
That will be on page 1. Spell save. So is that in my saving throws? Sorry.
Yes, it'll be your saving throw, your spell save DC.
It's wisdom. So in my saving throws, for me, it's a 6.
Or no, sorry, it is your... Let me find it here. I'm going to pull it up.
Yep.
On your page, it'll be on the bio portion, or the spells portion. Yep, at the very top of your spells portion on your character sheet.
14 then.
There it is, yep.
Cool.
So he has to beat a 14. Make a perception check for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So it looks like he's bound, like he was being bound or being held at the very least, and he seems to like flex all of his muscles at once, eyes wide, and he seems to be still.
Yep, man's been held. Someone might want to carry him though.
Let's add some ropes and I'll carry him.
Wow. Okay.
Should we really let him
Hold
carry him?
person when
He's feeling a bit violent.
Just in case hold person breaks.
Oh yeah, that too.
How long does hold person last?
For us, it says, at the end of each of its turns, they can make another wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends.
It lasts for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's wrap him up in ropes for a minute then. I presume because we're in a warehouse, is there anything round the warehouse that we can use?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of rope.
All right.
There's a lot of rope.
I point some rope out to Sackman and say, grab the rope, tie him up, not get away.
All right.
So I'll walk on over and I'll grab some rope.
Okay. So with that, for lore, I need you to make a strength check for me.
Okay. Bear with me. Trying to click the button.
As you hold him, and the instant that Sackman walks away to go grab rope, the dwarf pulls forward and pulls you over his back and kind of tosses you over himself and pulls out of your grasp.
I'm guessing
Okay.
that didn't work then.
My sword is still at his throat.
And he's
So when
backing
he
up.
moves forward,
He pulled
to do
Verlor
that.
over his shoulders. He didn't have to move
But
forward.
technically, I've like landed on your
Yeah.
sword.
Oh.
On, like the flat bit of your sword. so
Yeah.
the blade.
So he tries to put you and Verlor in front, like between him, since Verlor's so big, he can just go right over his head, and he just kind of tosses him.
And I try and like steady my landing at least. So I probably wouldn't be able to land on my feet, but land as best I can.
So yeah, we can make a dexterity check to see if you can do that.
Well,
All right, let's take a look. Sorry, I was changing up music here. 11.
It's all good.
It's enough. It's enough for you to land on your feet. You're okay. You're all right.
okay.
But now he has pushed out from the fight, from the situation, and has you and Verlor in front of him, and he just looks at you in a panic and begins to start to take off. With that, I need everyone to roll initiative to see if we can catch this guy.
Oh yeah, because this is.
Because I want to be fair, it is like more of like an actiony sequence, but I want to make sure everyone has like the opportunity.
Yeesh.
oh god, our rolls.
Be fine. It's one
You
guy
do.
against like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. We're fine.
right.
Come
And I
on.
have wings!
Exactly.
Okay, so with that, we have, all right, 11. Jeez, you guys. 11, 10, 7. Okay, all right. With that,
It's been a while. We need to warm up.
it has been a while. So everything happens at once. He throws Verlor over his shoulders, and he begins to back up as sort of a surprise round. He has made it back about 10 feet to the corner of the building. Yes, it'd be back 10 feet because he had to use his movement to like throw Verlor to get that interaction to occur. So he couldn't get a full movement out of it. With that, Valdant, you're first because he rolled shitty too.
right. Since I already had my sword out, I'm just gonna charge at him and try to hit him with the sword to, like, damage him enough to slow him down.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
All right, go ahead and roll damage or roll an attack. So that's gonna be an 11.
Yeah.
It barely misses. He has just enough higher dexterity to not take the hit, and he kind of like dodges off to the side as you swing.
Well, dang.
All right. Do you close the gap so you're right up to him?
Yeah, I'm right next to him now.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know what I can do as a bonus action though, because I can't really grab onto him because that would be an action, right?
Yes, you would have had to use that as your action. So with that, I'll actually pull up the battle map and get everyone ready.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I figured that'll be fun. It'll be a good time to do it. There's a closet there that doesn't need to be there anymore. Okay, so Valdant, you're over here. Verlor, you're now between those two. Merpo, you're between them. Sackman is off looking for a rope. And that would be that. Let me switch over to the battle map for everyone. I think it'd be this guy. Let's make sure that looks right. Hope it does.
So did I only move 10 feet so far?
Yes, yeah, you've only moved 10 feet.
All right, I'm gonna. Since I did that, I'm gonna circle around and get behind him
Okay,
to try to keep him from going further.
perfect. Okay.
I'm not able to see, by the way.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me pull this up here. You're not able to see, like your character.
It's all
can't see?
black.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let me fix that. Sorry guys.
I assumed you were getting the map up.
It should be now. Can you all see that at least?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
No, I just see
I
a
can
black
see it.
screen.
Ah, you all can't see. Let me fix this. Sorry guys. I thought I fixed all these. That's what happens when I... Nope, didn't want that. Don't worry about that. Where are my options here? Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I want to make sure all my players can see what's going on at the very least. Alright. This is Leo, by the way. Everyone who's hanging out, say hi to Leo.
Hello.
Hi, Leo.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. You should be able to see.
I can move, but yeah, it's still black for me.
Let me see here. Let me try doing that.
If it helps, I can see fine. So I don't know if it's anything to do with some folk.
There.
Oh, there it goes.
Well done. You've got dark vision, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing. So the reason why Sackman can't see is because there's no light in here.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's intentional.
Yeah. I was like, why is... Ah, that's right. So, with that, everyone should be all set. Valdant, you took your turn. What else? Well, next would be... Let me look at my stuff here. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized. There we go. Next up is Verlor. It's your go.
Was I not able to move to here?
I would say you can, yes, if you want to cut him off.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can split that place while you move. Verlor, it's your go. You're on your feet.
Right. Okay. I just want to move in on him, so I'm like on the other side.
Sure. That is
And
fine.
then
You can use an action to try and grab him again if you'd like. Or you can attack. You can do whatever you'd like.
can I like attempt to sweep his legs out from underneath him?
Yeah, and trip him? Absolutely. Go ahead and make an attack as an unarmed attack.
I'm trying to remember how to do it.
You're okay. You got it. 17. That'll do. It does happen. He's going to make a strength check to see if he can stay on his feet. And he gets a natural 20. So you do hit him. If you would like, you can do damage with the attack. Because it is still an armed strike. It just doesn't have the effect that you wanted.
We'll do some damage just to
Okay.
give him something to think about.
All right. Takes 8 damage. All right.
Hit him again.
Next.
Just dies.
He just dies. Okay. Next up is, I believe, Merpos.
I'm going to put him to sleep.
Okay. Go ahead and use your sleep spell. And so you're using 25. Okay. Yeah. So he's sitting there in the corner. He's looking pretty rough from that swing. He's not a hardy character by any means. And I just want to double check sleeps. I just want to see if I have a saving throw or anything on that. I don't think I do. I think it just happens.
Yeah, I'll pop it in chat.
Yeah, go for it.
The spell,
Yeah.
blah, blah, roll 8, yeah, 85, blah, 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 blah. Starting with the creature that has the lowest hit points, he's the only one. Each creature affected with the radius falls unconscious
Yeah.
until the spell ends. Nobody hurt him or slap him awake. He's now asleep for a minute. Sackman, if you've got that rope, we can now tie him up and he won't move.
Yep.
I can't fucking see it.
Can someone
I can tie him up.
I was going to say, can someone who can see tie him up, please?
Yes, I'll tie him up.
I've had enough of this. Can we just get to somewhere where she can buy the herbs and I can not look at the... I just want to go spend some quiet time in a room on my own for a little bit.
Interesting point.
No, you're awfully demanding for someone who can't even lend a hand.
Yeah, interesting point. Merpo, to cast your spell, you're hanging on to Sackman still, right? Or did you get off of Sackman?
No, Sackman, put me down.
Okay. So while you're sitting on the ground, how did you cast your spell? Because it is verbal, somatic, and material.
Yeah, so I've got whatever thing I say first. So if I say foot hand, I
Yeah.
mean my leg with the hand on it.
Sure.
So I've leant forward
Yep.
and put my foot hand holding my sacred symbol.
Good. Yep. So your leg
And
comes.
then
Your leg comes up to grab your symbol.
And then the other leg and the other arm, the same arm, kind of in this sort of fashion.
Yeah.
Both point because I don't know which one it is, and point at both of them and just say sleep.
Okay. Just want to make sure we.
I didn't know if it was a hand or an arm, so I did both just to be sure.
Yes.
And I can see in the dark, so
Yeah, you can see in the dark just fine. All right. Okay. Just want to make sure we went over like how you're casting that spell because your feet are not where they normally should be.
I'm sat on the floor, so I'm just like butt on the floor and kind of doing all of that because I've just had enough of this now.
So he does. He falls asleep. You see this man. He's like ready to fight, and then he just kind of gets woozy and just drops and just hits the ground. I believe Valdant, you're tying him up, right?
Yeah, I'll tie him up.
All right. You tie him up, easy enough. You've gotten used to tying knots at this point. You've done it to a couple of people. This man is he's tied up, so he's pretty secure as far as you can tell. You don't feel like he's going to break out at any time. It seems for the moment that things have quieted down, and he is just snoring away.
I do want to make sure that he can still breathe while he's still got the gross sock in his mouth.
Sure.
He's got a nose.
His nose is working fine.
I know, but I don't want to like unintentionally kill him. I'm nasty, but I'm not cruel.
That's fair.
So I do want to make sure he's still alive. Plus, I can't, I'm a bit pissed off, and I'm like, if he's gonna die, then he's gonna die properly, not because he'd like suffocate. That's so pathetic.
Sure. You do feel like under his nose, you can feel that there's air flowing, so he seems fine.
Okay.
It's a hell of a way to die with a nasty sock in your mouth.
It would be really embarrassing.
Valdant, have you got tight hold of him?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd say you do.
Is he still? He's right. Okay. I've kind of shuffled over, and I smack him awake with my foot. And I look at him and just go, "Nice try, mate, but nah."
And you see he just kind of like resigns, and he just puts his head down, and just kind of sits there and waits for his fate, whatever it might be.
May I suggest that let's just go somewhere else? What time do we think it is, roughly?
Pretty late.
Roughly?
Well, no, it's like, didn't we go at night? So is it like early morning, late morning?
It feels...
I mean, they're getting to sunrise, or...
Yeah, it feels like it is probably getting close to... Maybe... It was like early morning by the time you guys did this. About 1 in the morning, I'd say. Maybe 2.
Okay. Why don't we take this somewhere where we can make everybody a bit more comfortable and kind of give what I think is an intimidating sort of comfortable for us, not necessarily comfortable for you, matey boy, sort of look. Where do we want to go?
It's up to you
That's
guys.
a good question. For lore, any ideas?
This might be my brain going absolutely wrong, but didn't we buy or rent a house at some point?
No.
We keep staying at an inn.
Yeah.
we
Aren't we
stayed in a
staying
really
at
nice place.
the cabaret ladies inn?
Yeah, the chateau.
For the most part, you have been.
I may not be the smartest group person, but probably a bad idea to bring this guy any place public while he's staying up.
But it's 1 in the morning. How public is 1 in the morning?
We are
Hard,
going
sir.
to like a burlesque place. There could be people there.
This is also very true.
Does anyone have like, a big blanket we could just wrap him in?
I have
and
my
then just-
cloak I can put over him.
Yeah.
He's a dwarf, so he's short.
So
Can I
I'll
ask
just-
something?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Does the inn we're staying at have like skylight windows at all?
It does not have skylight windows. It does not.
Does it have how tall is it? Yeah,
It's-
balconies or high up
It's
windows.
fairly tall. I'd say it's got about 3 floors total. There is one balcony. Yeah, there's one balcony.
Do you think I can carry him? I want to fly.
Of course you do.
I can also fly.
Potentially you could. It would take a strength check to do it. As
Okay.
again, these wings are brand new to you. You've never used them before. So there are checks you could do, sure. So first off, order of operations. You're all still at the warehouse. Are you leaving the warehouse?
I think we've had enough fun here, personally.
I'm
Well,
still
do we wanna
slapping
do-
around on top of the boxes trying to find some fucking rope.
Do we want to?
Baggins, make a investigation check at disadvantage for me if you could.
All right, cool. There we go.
Cool. You do find rope. So you can add another 50-foot of rope to your inventory if you'd like.
Cool. Guys, I got the rope. Where is he?
Hello, bud.
Good sack, man. Do we want to, like, I'm thinking, do we want to split into two groups? One group to take Mr. Dwarf and go see what he's doing and talk with him and do all that. And then do one group want to maybe look around this warehouse a bit more to get a better idea of what actually was going on. And maybe find a torch for Sackman?
I mean, I have a torch in my pack. So, can I just give a torch to Sackman?
You can use it, yeah.
Okay, I'll just give a torch to Sackman.
You take the torch, you light it, and now, Sackman, you can see the room. Clear as, any, I shouldn't say day, but you can see just fine.
I'm just looking at the guy, I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess we're good.
I'm just gonna pat you on the back and it's okay, bud.
So, you're choosing to leave, it sounds like. What would you all like to do? You have this merchant leader, who you're not quite sure what their name is, but they intended, or at least sounded like they were quite wealthy and in charge of things. What would you like to do?
I'm thinking we take him back, blindfold him, so he doesn't know where we're going, and then take him back to the chateau, unbeknownst to him, and just, because I'm sure if we chat with the lovely tiefling lady, she can find like a room that's kind of like dark in there that we can interrogate him more, maybe.
I don't know, she seemed pretty nice. Is she going to be a bit pissed off that we're taking someone to intimidate and potentially investigate them in her nice boudoir of boudoiriness?
Didn't he say he had a lot of people in his payroll? Or in his pocket?
She might be in his pocket.
But don't have to tell her who it is.
Gonna be tough to hide the fact that we're carrying a person.
Yeah, but we could. You've got a good point though, Boa. We could do more along the lines of we've found someone that we think could be involved in all of this stuff that's going on, because the tiefling lady knows that we saved the city, so we've earned a little bit of goodwill where we can go, look, we found someone who we think might have more information and potentially be involved in what's going on in the city. We just need we need to have a chat with him, but we can do the whole thing of we won't kill him. Or if we do, we won't do it on your property, so then she won't get involved.
Seems fair.
Okay.
And then it means straight after we can just go straight to bed.
Aye.
Because it's like stupid o'clock in the morning.
And then we can get up and go to the herb shop.
So then, are you all on your way? Are going to make your way through the city to the Lava Chateau?
But are we splitting up and doing half with one? Because I do want to look around this warehouse a bit more to see if we can get any more information, either to corroborate what he's saying or just to get our own idea of what's going on. I'm a bit reticent to leave the warehouse when we've come in, we fought, and then we're going. We're not actually having a look around to see what's going on. Or do we all just want to go?
I mean, he told us that he's been selling weapons to the enemy, along with the Marquis.
Yeah, but that's his word. Judging with what's been going on so far, are we willing to believe him, or do we want to see if we can find something to either corroborate his story or to see if he's talking out his arse?
I don't know why he would incriminate himself like that.
Because he could be hiding something worse.
Fair.
Sackman, hold your torch up aloft to try and, where if you hold a torch up, you get more light all over. Can you see what do your sack eyes see?
Make a perception check, Sackman. 19. You look around, and you're not a stranger to hard labor. You did it a lot when you were with your tribe. You did it a lot when you were on the farm, and you probably did it as a few small side jobs when you were hiding out in the city. This is a warehouse. They store things here, but you don't really keep important documents here.
Why don't I rifle through the guy's pockets quickly and see whether he's got... I don't think they've got a fucking driving licenses or something, but a place of... Where's his house? Does he have anything that identifies where his house in his pockets?
Never mind.
Verlor, go ahead and give me an investigation check to kind of like check his pockets. See what you can find.
See nothing.
You go through, you find like his coin pouch, which if you would like to keep that for yourself, has about 25 gold pieces in it. And
I throw it to Merpo's hand foot. Just catch it with your toes.
Do you try to catch it with your toes, or do you try to catch it with your hands?
I think out of instinct, I would probably go to catch it because it's instinct at that point
make
to
a dexterity,
be like, oh, look.
Make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Dexterity check. I don't even
12,
care if I...
No, not with the modifier with your feet. It just kind of like, you go, and it just kind of and falls to the ground.
Hey, it's in front of me. I will then pick it up with my foot hand.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough.
And somehow put it in my pockets and just try and make out that everything's completely normal. Nothing.
Yeah.
No weird hand, foot, feet, hand going on here.
And you easily do. You add 25 gold to your inventory. Other than that, though, Verlor, you don't seem to find anything else on his person.
Okay. I thought taking him back to his house would be a good idea, because at least, you know.
Did the warehouse, when we were coming in, I can't remember, it was a while ago, because you know when you get like fishing ports or stuff like that, there's warehouses, but there's always like a field office or like a little hut that...
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, there's a harbor master's. There's like a harbor master's office that would like control the ins and outs.
Let's go there, because that might have some more paperwork, and if not, it's going to be a quiet room that, you know.
That's a good point. I see where you're going.
Under whose name are we looking for this paperwork?
It's 1 a.m. I don't think we need names. Let's just bargain everybody in there. Let's just be like, you know.
I meant, which name are we looking for on the paperwork? We don't even know who this guy is.
No, but we know what warehouse we were in.
Fair enough.
We just find the paperwork with warehouse number. Was it 13 that we were in?
24.
What?
24.
Was it 24?
Yeah.
So we'll just look for paperwork under warehouse 24, and there could be a leaseholder. There could be, you know, you can backtrack and find stuff that way. We don't need his name. We've got his... He was in there. He said that it's his business that's in there. We can use that information to then backtrack to who he is.
Yeah, and interrogate him there as well, further if we need to.
Aye. I like this plan. Good.
Fine, let's, I guess, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you make your way easy enough because you've passed it on your way into the dock district to find this warehouse anyway. You know what building it was because it stands apart, where it is very easily accessible from all sides. There is, looks like more windows to the establishment. It looks more like an office or like a storefront than anything. Returning to it, you get to the front door. There are no lights on inside. It seems pretty quiet at the moment.
Can I try the door?
Sure. You try the door and it seems to open up. It seems unlocked.
Cool.
Just gonna walk in and hold the torch in there again.
Easy enough. It lights up the room. It looks fine. It's just like there's a big main desk where it looks like an administrator would sit behind to keep track of things. A lot of books are displayed around that would look like they'd catalog ins and outs and who's got what. There's pens, quills, papers, a lot of information here if you'd like to try and search.
I kind of like hobble along to a chair with a desk and start rifling through paperwork, having worked in a I can't remember if it was a shop or whatever. The dude that I used to stay with, I worked with him.
Yeah.
So I'll know the ins and outs of how a business works and what sort of paper to look for. So I'm going to start rifling and see what I can find.
Okay, give me a investigation check, but at advantage, because you are familiar with more bureaucratical market information as far as like how that might work and how things might be paper trail wise. 15. You look through the paperwork, and the one thing you keep seeing over and over again across all of these is the name Lytton Blackwood. You see it in signatures, you see it stamps of approval, the name Lytton Blackwood.
I turn over to Valor, knowing that he's from this area, and just say, Lytton Blackwood, that name mean anything to you?
And if you
don't know anything out of my notes, but
I got you.
Marble might have some more.
Based on your background, you do know that Lytton Blackwood is the wharf master of the Restless Wharf. He is very wealthy, very powerful, and he does have an estate in the Restless Wharf district, just a little ways off the docks, not too far from your current location.
I found it now.
Yep.
Okay, I want to relay that to, obviously, the party.
So this isn't the guy, then?
Well, we don't know if it's the guy.
This isn't him that we've got. This isn't Lytton Blackwood.
You're not sure.
You could ask him.
He's conscious.
Can we say the name and see if he, looks or has any recognition in his eyes?
Let me
Ooh.
cast Zone of Truth.
Oh, okay.
Do I have that? Actually, let me check to see if I even have it.
You
right
kind
now.
of beat me to it.
I don't have it as something I can use right now. It's not a spell that I have in my slot. So if you have it, go ahead.
I have command, but I've got no spell slots left. The only thing I could do is augury, but that just tells me if it's good, bad, or whatnot. With what you know of this person, Valor, is he the type of person that holds a grudge?
I'll give this to you, Verlor, just a little bit. Yes, he holds grudges, and he does. The man you have currently in your custody fits the description as best you know. All you know is he's a dark-haired dwarf.
Okay. I turn around and look at him because I don't think we've blindfolded him yet, have we? We talked about it, but we didn't actually do it.
No, it was pointless at this point, yeah.
I kind of look at him and go, so Mr. Blackwood, if that is your real name, and just go, so you might be the big dude that you say you are. Look, we've had a difficult couple of days with people being not quite so great. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation. And if my lovely blue friend here thinks that you are giving any sort of lies or trickery or anything like that, then we can go down the nasty path. But for the moment, can we just have a chat? Let's find out what's going on. Let's see if we can come to some sort of arrangement that makes you happy, but also makes Mr. Blue happy, because he don't like doing this sort of stuff. But let's find a middle ground.
Make a persuasion check. Persuasion. Yeah.
I love the fact that I'm doing all of this and my charisma is a horse.
Yeah.
So.
You're trying to be a face when you're not a face, but it's okay.
Yeah. What did you say? Persuasion.
He he's tied up and he's over Sackman's shoulder and he's still got a gag in his mouth and he goes,
Alright, Sackman, put him on the chair, and I kind of hop off the chair, kind of getting used to having to walk like a chimp.
Just put him down on the chair.
And I kind of, with my toes, go to take the
Socks out of his mouth.
socks out of his mouth.
Merpo, no offense, but the rest of us could help you. You know.
I am stubborn and just refuse to make it seem like that this isn't how I ordinarily look in front of the very tall dwarf to me.
He watched it happen.
Shut up. Okay.
About this one. Just fine.
Okay.
I'm having see, Boa understands. I'm having a trying day, okay? Just let me have this.
I'm having a great day.
So you want to talk now? Is that it? I tried to talk a little while ago, and now you want to have a conversation.
You also tried to run.
You also, you wanted to have a conversation and then ran. Now, where I feel comfortable that you're not going to run away, I want to have a chat with you. Plus, I'm now surrounded by lovely documentation that I can use to see if you are speaking the truth. Because wouldn't it be awful if, say, this document here, and I pick up something that I know to be relatively important, like what do they have, like a...
Shipping manifest?
Shipping manifest or a permission slip or something that you've got to have to do to make his maybe less than legitimate business seem legitimate, and start going, oh, wouldn't it be awful if... and just started, like, tearing stuff and whatnot?
So, he looks at you with steely, dark eyes. Doesn't seem to flinch.
I'm just going to stare him out.
And he stares back quietly.
I don't think threatening him with documents are going to get anywhere. He owns pretty much half the city, according to her lore. And he's in bed with the Marquis. Unless we go to the Empire, there's no chance of justice in this city. We have to get him out.
But why are we going for justice?
What are you trying to get?
I'm not trying to get anything, but why are we doing justice in the first place? We were a group of people that got together that happened to do good things. We are in the process at the moment of going after demons and whatnot. We don't from my point of view, I don't particularly care how the city runs. I'm more bothered about the demons that could potentially run and go through the rest of the world. You know, there is no clear-cut black and white. There's always grey areas. I like to play around in the grey areas. You are far too cut and dry for my cup of tea. So, I'm not after justice. I just want information so that we can do our job.
What information are you trying to get?
Well, I want to see if we came here to find information to figure out what's been going on with all of these demons and stuff. I want to see if he's involved in that from my point of view. If he's not involved in that, I don't care.
He already told us he was. He made a deal with the demon to get power.
Yeah, but I want
they
more
ran rampant.
Yeah, but I want more information about that demon. I don't particularly care if when we finish with him, he carries on kind of doing business within the city. I've got nothing in this city.
What demon, maybe?
Yeah, I want to know what demon, what did he sell? Does he know anything about the demon's intentions? I want the big fish. I don't care about the little fish. Or the medium.
This is a big fish. He's perpetuating a war. He's killing thousands with his arms dealing.
But he's not a big fish. He's the medium fish. The big fish is the demon. He's just a little muskrat, just sort of coming in. He's like a little rodent cretin who's kind of making it seem like he's a big rat, when at the end of the day he's still a little rat.
I will say that at the mention of calling him a little rat, he seems to chuff a little bit. You're not sure if it's out of annoyance and pride or confidence.
Okay.
I just sigh and resign, and I just go lean up against a wall somewhere. Do what you want. I'm done arguing.
We're not going to be able to solve politics in one evening. I think we should just get what we need and then do what we do best, which is apparently fighting demons.
As you mention this, he says, if demons is what you're after, if we make an agreement, might be able to give you more information.
What agreement are you thinking of?
One that involves me continuing my way of life and making money. And you get whatever demons you need killing.
Maybe with certain stipulations in place.
Stipulations, fine print. What do you have in mind?
Maybe don't do dealings with demons.
I can agree to that now. So, how's this? I give you information. I can give you a map, maybe. And some key information and locations that you might want to check out. In exchange, you forget I was involved. You move on, and you take care of the demons just like you want. And I stop making deals with them.
Would that mean you'd forget us as well?
I'd say that could be in the fine print as well. Pretend like you never showed up. In fact, I think you saved me from a demon. I might owe you something.
I want to add that we will forget about this, but maybe if new dealings or we find you doing something else where you happen to come across our path again, there's nothing to stop us from bringing your name up, so to speak. You know, I'm trying to get across of I'm probably not saying it very well. Obviously, I'm not saying this to him, but being in a sort of thing of like absolution from this, but this one particular thing. That doesn't mean if we catch you doing something else or if you are an obstacle in our path in the future, that we are not gonna like decide to remember who you are or anything. You know, in that sort of thing of. Wait, hold on. Let me think about how to
stay out of our way and we'll stay out of his kind of thing.
Yeah, but a bit more sort of thing than that. I like the idea of we forget you, you forget us, but only with this dealing here. If we find that further down the line, you've got, let's say for instance, he's not going to get into bed with demons anymore and he gets into bed with goblins instead, and goblins happen to then be part of it, and he gets in our way, then we're kind of like back at square one. It's
Listen. I understand what you're getting at. I don't expect you to give me any special treatment after this. I'm just another man who makes money here. If you see a problem, I mean, you do what's in your good conscience. But as far as what we've seen tonight, maybe we can all just walk away from it. As long as I give you my end of the deal. How does that sound?
That trust to me seems very charming.
I say we take it.
I'm willing to go with the deal, but if I find that any information that you've given us is either incorrect, given in bad faith, or is not up to the standard to which I know that you hold yourself to, I'm going to come back and I'm going to let my blue friend here go ham on you.
Fair enough, as that would be a slight of me breaking our deal. Alright then, so, we should all head to my house. And he says, if you wouldn't mind with these bindings, that'd be appreciated.
Where's your house?
Where's your house? We undo you, and you make any move to run. You're allowed to walk with us, but any move to run, null and void.
You break the deal, absolutely.
Okay. I kind of look at Valdant as if to go, I feel that this is the best we're going to get. You gonna let him out?
Just shake my head, go over and untie him. I don't say anything.
All right.
And then I'll store the rope.
Yes, you store the rope. And he kind of rubs his wrist a little bit and says, follow me, it's not far. And he hops down you all leave the office. He then turns around, shuts the door, and locks the office, and then leads you all out into the city. It's a very short walk. It takes you maybe 10 minutes tops before you walk through away from the dockside itself, and you see before you a 2-story house with clay tiling in a way that looks very different from the houses around it. There is a fence along the front and a gate that is now destroyed. Along the side, you could partially see vines creeping over. And he looks concerned seeing this. He
Bit of
says,
a dump, innit?
He goes, didn't look like that this morning. Silas! And he takes off, running towards the house.
Was that no running?
I don't think he's running away at this point. I think he's running to his house. Yeah.
Sounds like maybe one of his dealings went bad.
It's not. I kind of start to feel a bit sorry for him in the fact that, you know, as much as bad people are bad and whatnot, having something happen to your house and your safe spot is awful.
Yeah, I told you it was charming.
As you all slowly start to follow and get closer, you see the house itself with a fountain in the center of this front yard that doesn't work is broken and tilted to the side. A man is sitting or slumped against the wall, partially disintegrated, and you see the Lytton leaning over him, and you see him fist clenched and angry. He looks up and his front door has been destroyed. He sighs. Morton! Felix! After a few moments, you hear a slight whimper. As you enter, if you all follow him in, you see one of the dogs, a little bloody but still okay, and another dog, awake but lying on the ground, looking very tired. Some bastard. They were innocent. They had nothing to do with it! He sits taking care of them and starts to take care of them as best he can. Says, upstairs, that's what you're looking for. It's in me desk on the hole in the door on the left. Bottom drawer.
I'm gonna start heading up that way, but club raised up ready for any shit to go down.
Alright. And you do. You make your way up the stairs. A squeak about halfway up. The door to the office is open already.
Okay, so head inside and see that desk and open the drawer that he was talking about. Bottom drawer?
You do. The drawer is already open, as well as a few of the others. The bottom drawer does hold a few of these binders that look like they're full of official documentation. You're not sure exactly which one you're looking for, but you do figure this is the drawer he mentions.
Before I went upstairs, I pulled out a pack of rations, because although I may think he's a rat, like, doggos, mate.
Yeah.
So I kind of give him a pack of rations and kind of look towards the dogs as if to go, you know, and pat him on the back nicely as I go, because it's the doggos, man.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with the doggos.
Absolutely.
Actually, thinking about it, stairs are probably not the easiest, so I'm probably going to stay and see if I can do anything to help the doggos, because I'm a sucker for poor dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pull the whole drawer out and just literally bring it downstairs.
Fair enough.
Because I don't know what he's looking for in there, so I'm just like, and walk downstairs and it's like, what am I looking for?
As you do. You pull the drawer out and you see that the window, there's the 2 windows in the room, and the one to the opposite side from the door is open, and you just see like bits of vine just drifting in the wind. You make your way downstairs, and you find him there, taking care of them. He goes, I think they're alright. A little banged up, but they're okay. And he sees you. Go ahead. What?
Oh, I was just gonna ask, is it okay if I, when you're ready, if you think they're up to speaking, can I have a chat with your dogs, please, and just sort of ask them what's happened?
He looks around and goes, Is she crazy? They're dogs. You can't talk to dogs.
No,
She can.
She talks to animals. She's honestly, out of all of us, she's the nicest. She just wants to make sure the dogs are fine. Just nod your head and yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's my last spell slot, but I'm gonna chance it and I'll speak with the doggos.
Go ahead.
Are they all like at different? Sounds horrible to say, but are they like in different states of like being banged up? Is one looking a bit better than the other, or?
The one on the ground, he looks the worst of it, but you talk to him briefly, and he's like, I'm tired. I tried to take care of my friend, and I bit off more than I could chew. You okay there, Mutton? I'm okay, bud. It's all right. We're okay. And he's like licking like one of his wounds and stuff, just taking care of him.
And so, what actually happened, if you don't mind us asking?
There was a weird smelling man. He wore an all black, or at least not gray, and I don't know. He hurt our buddy outside. Did a bad noose to the wooden thing that holds us in here, and then we tried to scare him off as best we could. Isn't that right, Felix? Felix goes, yeah, we did. But he just swatted us away. Nasty swat, worse than Dad's ever given us.
So, do you know if it was definitely a man? He said he was quite stinky. He was just in all black.
Yeah.
You couldn't see his face or anything.
I mean, he could have been a man. He was taller than Dad. Yeah, a lot taller.
Have you smelled that smell before?
No. Squirrel once smelled like that, I think. Yeah, squirrel, yeah. But no.
Okay. And then did they just leave out the window? Did they run away? Did they get anything?
They went upstairs last I thought, and then we hid. And there was a sound, and then it was gone. Smell and all.
It's definitely gone. Okay. Can you smell which direction?
It's been a while. It happened a long time ago. I'm really not sure where they're at this point.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I sort of go to stroke all 3 of the doggos' heads. They sort of say thank you and rest up easy. You have been most helpful.
Thank you, nice lady. And one licks your hand and kind of nuzzles it a little bit.
There's 3 dogs.
There's 2.
2.
Oh, 2. Sorry, I thought that was 3 for a
No,
second.
just 3.
So I turned to the guys and I'm like, so a very stinky man in all black came in, went upstairs, then ran away.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it smells like rotting flesh.
Well, they said the smell was nothing like the smell before. Except there was this squirrel this one time.
Did you ask?
Dead?
Yeah. Was it a living squirrel?
Oh god, I didn't even think to ask. But it was stinky. Yeah, that's all I got. But they're fine. They're doing good.
Gonna crouch down and pet each of the dogs, and while I'm petting them, use lay on hands to give them both 7 HP.
Aww.
Aww.
And with that, they are back to full health. you see them like shiver a little, and they just kind of like vigor up a little bit, and just like the one who was laying on the ground kind of like sits up and just licks your face a few times.
May not like their owner, but the dogs have nothing to do with it.
Good
I'm just
guy.
gonna show the drawer to the guy and be like, "What the hell am I looking for in here?"
He's like, jeez, you're a weird lot. Glad we're friends now. And he like reaches into the drawer itself and he goes, this one. Yeah, that one. And he hands you a piece of paper that is a bit thicker than paper. It's a bit darker than paper too. And he hands it over to you. You especially, Valdon, as he's like, as you're kind of like the closest, as you were like right next to him as he was by the dogs.
Can I tell?
Is this actually paper?
I didn't ask. Bet you it can be used as paper, I guess.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, you said it smelled.
Yep, it does.
Boa, are you done with the dogs, or is she still able to communicate them if needs be?
Have a look. I think last 10 minutes, so probably still have some time.
Valdan, wave the thing by the dogs, and ask
All right.
ask the doggos. Does this smell like the bad man?
Does this smell like the stinky guy with the black stuff on?
They like smell it and you go, no, that's not him. Nope. Smelled it before, a couple of times, yeah, but no, it's not him.
Wait.
Also, quick question, just while I've got you. The
Yeah.
squirrel that smelled the stinky guy,
Yeah.
was that squirrel dead?
Yeah. We threw it around a few times, and then it just wasn't moving for a while, so...
I really like the guys, but yeah, the stinky squirrel was dead, so it was a dead person.
Where is this stinky squirrel? Is it still about, or...?
No,
that
I
was
think...
a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, yeah.
Have
My lord,
have
seriously.
have the dogs smelt the smell other than the squirrel? Have the dogs smelt the bad man smell before?
No, they hadn't. Just the squirrel,
Okay.
apparently.
Okay.
It's quite nice that they haven't been around death much, so kudos to you, Lytton, for being a nice owner.
I pride myself on my dogs. They're my life. Been with them since I was a boy.
They're lovely. I'm trying to think.
Any idea who would do this to you?
I have no clue. Honestly, there's probably less people who wouldn't do it to me than who would. But,
Saying there's that many people who would risk your retribution?
and a chance to pay me back for things I've done? Of course.
Happens.
You don't get to power and infamy without hurting a few people.
Just
Oh.
thinking, just trying to put two and two together. Lytton, by any chance, did you have an argument with the demons? Or did you say something out of line and then upset them or anything?
Aside from tonight, no. I got a little snippy with the one you guys took care of, so I don't feel like he's going to be much of a problem since you took care of him.
Okay, now I'm stumped.
The room upstairs that the desk was in, it already looked like somebody had been through there. Could somebody
Yeah.
else maybe be looking for stuff in there?
I mean, whoever broke in here probably wanted to get something up there as well. But none of these books were taken. These were all there.
Yeah, everything that's in the drawer was all here.
Was there another drawer open?
I think they were all open.
That's concerning. Did you happen to see a skull on the ground anywhere?
No skulls, no, nothing.
That was probably it then.
What you doing with skulls?
Yeah. What
Listen,
skulls?
it's a lot to get into. You don't want to open that can of worms right now. let's say you have that paper, and I got my home and my life. We could just go our separate ways now. And
how about I have this acquaintance? Let's do hypotheticals. I have this acquaintance. We might not be on the best of terms, but I feel that we've come to an agreement. Let's say this friend of mine, acquaintance of mine, had a skull on the floor that all of a sudden seems to have gone missing. What might that be? What might that skull be to my acquaintance? Hoping that if I speak in hypotheticals, I'm saying, look, I don't really particularly care about what's going on. I just want to know if it's got anything to do with what we're dealing with. In that kind of hopes of, because that's what like criminals do in TV shows. Everything's all hypotheticals and whatnot. It's like, I'm not pinning you down. I just want the information. I don't really care.
Hypothetically
speaking.
They might not care too much about what the skull did and only cared about who owned it and who it fucked over that they didn't have it anymore.
And hypothetically speaking, who might that be?
Hypothetically speaking?
Hypothetically speaking.
I really can't say hypothetically.
Are they stinky?
I don't know. I've never smelled it before.
My like utterly straight face at this point, serious thing is completely gone just from Mo coming in and literally being, are they
I don't know. I've never smelled them before. I don't necessarily go around smelling people.
I mean, that's your deal. Like, it's, yeah.
Well, with that, I gotta get a new bodyguard and fix my front door. You all can have a great night. I appreciate you, and I hope you find what you need and kill those bad demons. Take care. And he starts to kind of like usher you out, like politely, but like, all right, time to go.
Tale of the stinky man.
After we leave the house, I'm gonna ask for lore. Who else in this city have we met that's really powerful? That's in competition.
We met the Marquis. Technically.
Somebody else you wouldn't want to fuck over. They're working together.
Marquis, that's the guy that we put stink bombs under his chair.
Yeah.
That's him, isn't it?
That's that guy, yeah.
That was him.
Okay.
Shut up. Oh, if that's that's smart.
I'm pretty sure that's the that I remember Chio doing that.
Other than that,
do you guys remember the plot we tried to stop before, where they were blowing up a tower? The wizard.
Yeah, but that was just to get rid of the wizard so that they could take over the trading.
My thing is, it was. But why would he not want to give up a name and somebody he even worries about fucking over?
And if you didn't think he stunk last time, but now he's stinking now.
I'm just saying, maybe that person could have information, but we really need to sleep first.
Yeah, I would really like some sleep. I would also like to see... Is there any, 24-hour herb shops?
I was also thinking that wizard could probably fix your issue, Merpo.
Okay.
It'd be sleeping. It's 2 a.m, dude.
Should we head back to the nice burlesque ladies? I could do with a drink and hope to God that they have some sort of straw.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So, having a bit of evidence in your possession that you have not yet examined, you make your way over back to the lavish chateau. The streets themselves are barren. You don't see a single person walking. You have passed a few guards, but given your escapades earlier on in the day, a few of them know you by description. Sans, one of you now has a pair of wings, and the other of you has feet for hands. They understand who you are and seem to let you go, knowing that you are doing things in service of the Zalezos, which is the guard ship inside the city, so that you pass unperturbed and unbothered. You make your way back to the Lava Chateau. The bar itself, or the burlesque, seems quiet. You get to the front door, and no one is standing by it. The door is shut. There are dim lights inside, but it seems rather quiet.
Knock.
Okay.
I'd just walk up and check the door. See if it's open.
It is locked currently.
Oh, God.
But you do knock, and after a few moments, you hear, like literally 2 or 3 seconds, you start to hear a loud thumping sound as the door, you hear the locking mechanism come off, and the door opens. And in the doorway is a large, black-furred minotaur who looks down at you. Yes?
Sorry, we're late. We've got room here. Just took us a bit longer to get back than anticipated.
I remember. Come on in. And he just like backs up and lets you all in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I pat him nicely, completely forgetting that I have foot hands. Just sorry.
He looks very confused at you for a moment and then shuts the door and locks it as you enter.
Demon stuff, don't ask.
Right. So, you're back. You have your room still available. The bar itself seems empty. There is no one here.
Let's not bother anyone. Let's just go to bed.
Yeah.
Yep, straight to bed.
Before I go to sleep,
Are we? Who shared? I forgot the room situation. Are we all in one room together, or did we book separate rooms? I can't remember what we had.
I was pretty sure you've been booking rooms separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a separate room.
Boa,
Laura and I might have.
Can you come with
shared.
me to my room for a little bit, please?
Yeah.
Just before we go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I kind of plot on the plop, sit, whatever, plonk. That's what I was trying to say. Plonk on the bed and kind of like tap for Boa to come and sit next to me.
That's it.
And just kind of like rest my head on her shoulder and just cry.
Aww.
Because I've always felt already a bit of a freak, and now I'm even more of a freak. And
just put my arm over you. You can sort of rub like your other shoulder and just go, "Oh, it's okay. Get some herbs. Be fine."
But I can see my feet. Look at how dirty my fingernails are. It's disgusting. And then just sort of teal into, you know, when somebody's really crying and you have no idea what they're saying because it's all just.
I heard feet and dirty, so I'm gonna take my decanter of like all of the water ever could ever be, and I sort of like get a bit of water out and just see if I can try and clean her feet a little bit.
Easy enough.
Get some of the muck off.
And you're able to use your water bending skills, and you're manipulating water to move it around and wash your feet.
It's like, yeah, I'd say they look pretty now. And I go to sniff, and I'm like, and they're not as stinky. Say it's all fine.
And just sort of kind of like turn my head into a shoulder and just sort of like sob and cry for a little bit longer. Because I'm just utterly just like feel like the odd one out again. And just have feet for hands, you know, that does something to someone.
Sure. No, it is bad.
So and just cry until I kind of eventually sort of stop because I'm knackered.
What about the rest of you?
I want to go up to my room and take a look at the so-called paper we received. Use the monocle of identification that I have and take a look to see exactly what it is, because I'm a little suspicious by the smell
Using
and the way it feels.
You do find It is abyssal parchment. It is a parchment that originates from the abyssal plane, used in many contracts, and what plans are created, if plans are created by abyssal higher-ups who are more savvy and maybe less inclined to just eat and kill everything, such as the being you might have been fighting against. On the parchment, you do find lists of demons that have come out and have already infiltrated the city. You find a map, loose drawing of the map of the city, and you see on it a few circles on a few buildings, one of them inside of the city itself, and one of them outside of the city. You see sort of triangle marks that dot parts of the opal, what would be the opal archways on the map. And with that, you see what looks to be it would be the information from the Marquis is scrolled in the bottom right corner, discussing his involvement with the king of the Empire, with his plans and agreement to become an offer of trade, of weapons, of war, offering potential naval support if it ever came to that. A few other incriminating bits of information for the Marquis and the King, Bertrand Dwendal.
Interesting. All right, I'm going to sleep on that then.
Okay. Like actually sleep on the abyssal paper, or like...
No, sleep on the information. That way I can give it to everyone else in the morning.
Seem to clarify. There's a very, very good reason I clarified that. Good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. And Sackman and Verlor, what would you two like to do?
I've still got like a keg of beer that I bought from last time.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna head straight to my room, like just take the sack off, let the face breathe a little bit.
Sure.
Pour myself a beer and just lie down on the beds, just having a few sips, and eventually fall asleep.
Okay. Verlor?
I'm gonna go upstairs, and on my way past Merpo's room, I can hear the sobbing. So I just very lightly knock on the door, but before waiting for an answer, I inch it open a tiny bit. I've still got a nail file that I bought.
You do? Yep.
I'm just gonna sort of throw that in and close the door again. And then head off to my room.
Nice, okay.
Okay.
So I grab the nail file and I'm like, what do you want to do? Your feet, hands thing, stuff?
A mani
You want me to
pedi.
do it?
Oh.
Okay, I'll just put this on this side. Do you need sleep? Do you need water? Do you need...
I just want to go to sleep. And I kind of roll over and literally just grab my blanket and kind of do like a little sort of like chimmy and kind of turn over to Boa and be like, thank you.
I'm just gonna tuck you in. So like go nice and cozy. Let's go, okay, I'll leave you to it. So start turning the lights off and it's like, I'll see you in the morning.
You know, when you've cried so much that you're just exhausted and you're like, you have to sleep. That's the kind of thing that I've kind of gone for, because I'm so upset. I don't like it. I feel like I'm actually the freak that my family told me I was.
Oh. I'm going to make a point before I'll go to my room. I'm going to read through my herbalist book just so I know that I can definitely get it right, and I start making down notes on like how you'd make the concoction, if it's an edible thing, an injection thing, whatever it needs to be, so I know I definitely get it right first time. Revision.
Yes, and you are pretty prepared as far as what you'll need for the morning whenever you go out herb shopping.
Amazing.
And with that, we'll bring an end to the session for the evening. Bit of a shorter one this week, just as we get back into the swing of things. I hope you all enjoyed. It was a bit of a heavier episode than the ones we've done before, because I wanted to kind of pick back up as to where things left off. So, thank you all for hanging out and watching. Thank you, Visceral and Boogie, for the subs, and KT for the sub as well. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. With that, we will leave it, and we will pick back up again, hopefully, in another couple of weeks. Yeah, if you're not following and you like what you see, feel free to follow. Love to see you back here, and if you want to just keep on lurking, I'm okay with that too. And also check out all these lovely people if you wouldn't mind. All fantastic streamers from across Team Widers. Please check them out. They're amazing. And if you want to see or keep up with what I'm doing, I have a Discord as well as socials that you can check out as well. You can do that to keep up with anything I'm doing. Thank you all. I appreciate all being here, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.